mä katsoin, että toi virta alkoi viedä. Hello, my name is Meiju. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You are watching video about knitting. This is a knitting podcast, and I have been making these videos over 1 year now, 1 year and a half, and nowadays, as you haven't heard me for a while, I have been making these videos regularly before, but now it seems that I cannot find time to make them regularly, but I will try to improve my habits in it. Life has been hectic. This video is mostly about my book tour, part 2. Part 1 video is already on my channel. I published it in June, I think, and I published this book called Contrast Texture Knitting last April. It's published by Line magazine, and it includes 22 knitting patterns, mostly cable and lace. And I have been book touring here in Finland in yarn shops and yarn stores, and this video is about that book tour part 2. Also, in the beginning of this video you saw footage of my summer break with my family, and we traveled in a few places. We rented some summer cottages. We also have our own summer cottage, but mostly because it's owned by my mother-in-law. We try to visit some new places because we are dreaming about having a place of our own, and the one that we have, which is our mother-in-law's, that we get to use, it doesn't have own lakeshore in it. So basically, when we want to go swimming there, we have to drive with a car to a different place. So So that's why we try to spend some time on lakeside too. But then also in this video I was thinking about showing my knits that I have recently finished. Some of them are have been published too, and also I could show you some work in progresses too. I also would like to show you something that I have received from Knitting Barber, some notions and things, and then some designs that I have finished recently too. So I hope this will be long enough but not too short video this time. I will start about my book tour. After the places that I visited in part 1 video, I went to Nuria, yarn store Nuria, which is in Tampere. That was really fun trip because I also visited one of my college friends or university study friends. I haven't seen her in years, so it was really fun to see her and catch up what we have been doing. And then a day after that I went to Nuria to see how my knits were styled and to meet some knitting friends and to talk about my designs with people that visited there. It was a rainy day, so there wasn't that much people that expected, and also people in Tampere, knitters in Tampere had some kind of retreat of their own, I think. So basically Tampere knitters were somewhere else at that weekend, but I was so happy that there was still some people that were interested to join me, to talk with me with my knittings and about my book, and it was really fun to see how everything was styled. I love Nuria. It's really nice store with lots of variety. They are dyeing also their own yarn collection, so it was fun to visit there. I have been visiting. I have visited there before, so the place wasn't new to me. But still, it's different when you are a star of the day there. So that was something different. After visiting Nuria, I went to Ilo in Turku. The weather on that day was really sunny and hot. Also, my family came with me there, so my husband and my boys went to this well, it isn't a spa, it's almost like how do you call it, water park? Yes, a water park. So basically they went to that water park with slides and stuff there. So they had fun and I had fun at Ilo knitting shop. Also, there wasn't that many. It was July already, the beginning of July at that time. And in Finland, July is the most popular holiday month, summer holiday month. So I think that most people were, since it was Saturday and the weather was like 30 degrees Celsius, so it was really hot, and I think that most people have gone to their summer cottages and were spending time somewhere else than knitting, because most of us cannot knit when it's too hot and it's over 30 degrees. So basically I had fun with people that came to see me and came to talk about the book, and it's always fun to see how different yarn stores style my knits, since the collection went with me. The collection didn't went with me, but it was sent there by post, so I didn't have to bring there, and the yarn owners always styled my knits with styled the sweaters with the shawls and stuff. So it was always fun to see how the yarn store had styled my collection, and I was always kind of happy how they have styled it. It was something, and it was fun to see how all the knits went together with different styles, and different styles went together with different sweaters. So it was really interesting to see all the different stylings in different stores. Oh, and actually, before I went to Ilo, we were spending midsummer on our own cottage. So, I mean the ones with my mother-in-law. So basically, it's my husband's cottage. So we went there and were spending time. Usually in midsummers in Finland, we make bonfires. We burn those bonfires and have spend time together and things like that. So we have official national holiday on Friday before midsummer, and then it's kind of a long weekend for us. So we usually spend it on our cottages, and cities kind of they get empty of people because everyone is going to summer cottages and lakeside houses and stuff like that. So we also went there. And after that I went to Ilo, and after Ilo it was time to have Uvascular Knit Festival. I have been there, I think 2 or 3 times earlier, but this time I had 2 knitting courses there, or 2. My course was about modifying garments to fit you. So how to modify knitting patterns to fit oneself, and I used my book as an example and my collection as a sample, and since my designs went there with me, or with both with me, so it was really nice to have all the garments as an example, and it was much more easier to show how different kind of size modifications could be made for these knits, and to show some examples from the book. So it was fun to teach knitting for this time. And it was really fun to see people there. I'm going to add an interview at the end of this video. One Finnish YouTuber, Meiju Knits, wanted to interview me, and since her channel is in English, she made the interview in English. So I will put the interview, because I recorded it also myself, I will put the interview in the end of this video. The sound quality might be a little bit not so good as the sound quality in this while I speak, because I didn't have any extra microphone there with me. So basically, but anyway, and there is some extra noise on the background with that recording. So basically, you will hear what I say, but I hope you don't mind that the sound quality is not that good as when I use the microphone like in this video. Then, yes, I could show you what I received from Knitting Barber. So, a Knitting Barber is Finnish firm, and she's making all kind of knitting notions and important stuff that knitters need. So she sent me a package, and I made a real video for Instagram about unboxing my box, because it was so full of everything, and I really don't have everything here with me. Because I have already put them to the places where I need that stuff, but I could show you my own favorites from the box. And my own special favorite is these cords. So basically these cords are these are stitch holders. Yes, I should find a needle to show you how these are used, but I cannot find any needle. Just a minute. Okay, I found one needle, but this isn't the perfect. So basically, if you want to put your if you are making a top-down garment, for example, and you want to put your sleeve stitches on hold for a while, you can just, if you have stitches on your needle that I don't have now, you can just place this cord to the needle like that. It stays there quite easily, and then you just pull this through the stitches and leave it there, and then you can take it off, make a knot, and leave your stitches on hold. So these are so handy. You don't have to put them on extra yarn or scrap yarn to have your stitches there. These are so easy, and when you want to put them back on needle, you just use your needle in the same way that I just showed you. Put your needle on the cord and pull through, and they are Knitting Barber is using a lovely box in which those cords are kept. Also, I received some stitch markers, 2 different kinds. I only have my Christmas markers here. These are lovely since they are little bells. So lovely little stitch markers. So you have all kinds of stitch markers. I will put the link below this video on the description box so you can see from there what to get. Then there was this little digital, I really don't have a word for in English for this, but I searched for Google Translator and it said that this is a horizontal. I don't know, because for me in Finnish, if I talk about a horizon, it's like a horizon. So I don't know if it's the correct word for this, but this is something that you can use for weighting, for example, scrap yarn. So if you are using small balls of scrap yarn, you can weight them here, and it's perfect, I think, because it's so small. You can carry it on your notions bags and project bag and everything, and it also have this handy cover. It works with batteries, so it's perfect. Then there was this lovely leather notions. How do you call this? It's like a wallet, maybe. I have small scissors there. These are also from her, from the Knitting Barber. And then there was this comb to remove the... Okay, my English words are running out. So if you want to keep your woolen garments in shape, this is something that you use. It's a comb in Finnish, but it's removing the... Oh dear, I have a bad day in English words today. So basically it's, you can remove the things from your woolen garments. I usually use that good quality yarns that I don't have to use that one, but sometimes it might happen. Okay, and then my favorite. This is a Knitting Barber notebook with some extra pages. She will sell the pages also separately. So if you want to build your notebook of your own, it's possible. These are leather leather. Okay, my English words. A leather, like you can put things there. For example, your credit card, if you want to keep it there. I have already used it. I have some notes there. These are about my newest project that I will show you soon. And then there is also a place for a pen. You can even put your pen through that thing, but I wanted to be quicker and just put it there so I can take it more quickly out of there. So that's something that I received from Knitting Barber. But then a few words about my first about the things that I have already published, or the designs that I have already published. In order of appearance, I think this was the first one that I published this fall. It's called a Linja Sweater. Linja means a line in Finnish. So basically it's really simple pullover, starting from the top down with back and front. Okay, my video just stopped. Let's hope that it can continue now. So basically this is the linja is meaning a line in Finnish. So I have a little bit of lines here, Estonian braids like this one here at the edge of the neckline, and here at the cuffs too. And this is basically worked from the top down. You will work the front and back separately. Only the stitches are picked up from the back piece for the front, and then joined together here to work the body in the round. And sleeve stitches are picked up and knit from the armholes. It's really simple. Some short rows to shape the drop shoulder, as you can see, but nothing that fancy. And I also have a video tutorial on how to do the Estonian braid, as I have it here. Then I could show you another one. This is already published, so it's called Linja Sweater, and you will find it from my Ravelry store or Payhip store or something like that. Then I have a shawl. This is really small half skein shawl. It's made from Finnish wool woman. Värttinä is the yarn. It's soft wool. It's like the underwool of Finnish sheep, so it's much more soft than if you have tried Finnish wool before. It might be a little rustic, but this is not so rustic. It's quite soft. So this use only 50 grams, 275 meters of yarn. It's the yarn weight is almost, it's light fingering or almost lace weight. It's a really quick, nice, fast project to make. Like that. It's called Vieloshaal, and you can find it on my Ravelry or Payhip store or lovecrafts.com. Then I have another. You have probably seen this if you have watched, if you are following my Instagram. This is called Henta sweater. It's a brioche sweater, top down, seamlessly done. It uses really large needles for the yarn weight. The yarn weight is light fingering weight and silk lace weight silk mohair together. So to give a really hento is in Finnish meaning delicate light fabric. I used large needles to get this light sweater. So you can find the pattern from the newest Linen magazine. So let's see if I can, yes, here I have more pictures. So basically this is my own sample there, and then the Linen folks made also one sample, and it's a heavier color, if you may call it like that. So I really like how they have styled and how the models wears the garment. It's perfect, I think. And it's slightly cropped length on the pictures, but if you want to make a longer one, it's possible, because it's made from the top down, so it's always possible to make a longer one when you are using top down method. Okay, then I have some knits that I haven't yet published but are currently being test knitted. So the first one is this large turtleneck sweater that puffed sleeves, slightly puffed sleeves, and large collar. I don't want to tell you more about this at this time. It's fingering weight. The pattern will come out sometime in October, if I remember it right. And then I have this a long sweater, a cardigan that has pockets. It's so long that it almost goes to under my knees and to my ankles, middle, between my knee and ankle. So it's that long. It's bulky weight. The yarn is bursted alpaca from Sandnes Garn. It's really light still because it's fluffy yarn, so it's light even though it's bulky weight and uses a lot of yarn. I made an extra large, no extra large, but oversized size for me, so it's slightly larger than I usually wear, but I wanted to make like a really warm and safe cardigan that I could wear, because we have energy crisis and we have to wear a lot of wool this winter. We have a wooden house, we have a huge energy bills, so I'm just preparing myself, making a lot of useful comments. Okay, then I could show you this one. It's this cardigan that I just, it's not finished yet. I should sew on the buttons. It's missing buttons and I should weave the ends and block it, but it's almost finished. This uses also Finnish wool in fingering weight, so it's lace cardigan. It will be soon ready for test knitting after I have sewn on the buttons and everything. And then I could show you what I just cast on last evening, if I can find it. It's here. So a few words about this, because let's see, and then these two. These are kind of the leftovers that I have from making my book. So this is the tuku wool that I used for Alku design for my contrasts book, and this was the yarn that was used for the long road cropped cardigan in my book. What a combination if you want to put them together. And then when I was visiting Ilo, I purchased these two to accompany these. So I'm making a happy sweater with leftovers, and I only have one skein of each of these, but I have two skeins of these, so I have enough yarn to make a colorwork sweater. And I've already cast on yesterday evening. So I have my beginning here, and what can I say? I'm doing short rows to lift the back neck, and then I start to color work. And today I actually started to think that should I make a mystery knit along about this or not, but maybe not. This would be a perfect pattern for mystery knit along, but then you already saw the yarn, so it won't be that much of a mystery anymore. But since I have so much scrap yarns and leftovers on my drawers and shelves and everywhere, I want to sometimes design patterns that are using those leftovers, because I feel that I don't want to waste or get rid of my leftovers. I want to make something useful from them. So that's why I'm constantly thinking how to use all those leftovers that I have. And even though I have some collaborations and some things, I already have some yarns that are sent for me for collaboration designs, I still want to use those leftovers that I have in my drawer. So this will be one of those leftover projects. Okay, that's all for today, I think. This is already a long video, and when I put the interview of Untitled Knits that she did for me, it will be a longer, much more longer. So I hope you stay tuned for the last interview. If you want to probably see it in better quality, you can go to Untitled Knits YouTube channel to see more. Thank you for watching, and I hope you see me soon again. I'm not sure how often I can make videos these days, but I'll try to do them regularly. So thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.
First of all, I want to thank you, Meiju, that you agreed to talk to me today. Thank you so much for letting me interview you a little bit. Let's start with the questions. You have recently published is it your first book?
Yes. My first.
Contrasts, and that's a very beautiful book. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the project? How did the project start, and how long did it take?
Well, originally it was probably year 2013, because my youngest child was a baby then. That was the first time when I said that sometime I want to make a knitting book, and I think that when Corona hit us, it started to really evolve in my mind. That I had so many ideas, and I knew that probably this is the time that I ever get a chance to make it. So then I contacted Jonna from Line magazine. I knew Jonna from past. We have done some collaboration earlier. So I contacted Jonna, and then I presented my ideas. I said that I have these kind of ideas about texture knitting and what about making a book, and Jonna said sounds great, and that's how I started basically.
Wow, that sounds very good. So how long did it take to make the actual book, the patterns and the writing and
Well, it was approximately 6 months, or February, March, April, May, June, July, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 8 months I think.
8 months?
Yes, because all my samples were finished in August, but then the final because I first write everything in English and the patterns and everything, and then they were test knitted, and then I also translated the book in Finnish by myself, so that took approximately 2 weeks I think, because I did it full time then, and then it was 8 months that everything was finished, because I had a lot of final editing after the test knits and so on. So for me it took 8 months, but after that, of course, line people were editing it too, and then we had photo shooting and everything. So it took 1 year from the start that the book came out of print, but for me it was 6 to 8 months. Yeah.
So the next question that I have here is, how do you feel your work fits into Finnish knitting traditions, and what are Finnish knitting traditions?
Oh dear, this is a difficult one because, well, I think in Finland we learned to knit from our grandmothers and mothers, and I have been taught to knit by my grandmother. Of course we learn knitting in schools also, but not that much nowadays, I think. At least for my boys, they don't teach knitting in schools. They crochet a little bit, but not that much. I think for me, probably, or how my designs fit into Finnish knitting traditions is that I try to keep the traditions going, in a sense that I try to how to call it, spread the new techniques and old techniques and traditions in a way that we have learned from our grandmothers before. Probably, I think.
This is a bonus question from the top of my head. Top down or bottom up?
Top down. Yes, sometimes bottom up.
Mostly top
Yeah,
down.
mostly top down.
What is your design process like? How do you come from an idea to a finished object?
Well, first of all, I have an idea. I follow a lot of Pinterest and fashion, and then I kind of evolve what I see to my own ideas. I sometimes get ideas from yarn. For example, recently I have get ideas when I was shopping yarn, basically. So I get the ideas. They don't like drop in my head, but they are evolving from everything that I see. And then I usually start to. I don't sketch much. I don't draw my knittings before, but I'm collecting some mood boards or making notes or making like rough drawings and writing into those that I want that texture there and something. I'm not a good sketcher anyway. And then I start to think how this would fit for different sized people. Before I start to knit or even making swatches, I'm thinking already that is it possible to make this or incorporate these patterns as these stitch patterns into something that every sized people can make, or can I make a knitting pattern from this to all people? And after that I thought to start to swatch, and when I was coming here in Uvascular, I was swatching on the train, and when I was swatching I knew that I want to use this texture, but I wasn't sure what kind of shape garment I wanted to make. But when I'm sketching, I'm starting to think about, oh, this might work with this and this might work with this design. So I'm evolving my ideas when I sketch, making swatches.
Yeah.
And then I'm grading the pattern. I first grade before I start to make the sample.
Yeah.
And then I'm writing the pattern. and after that I'm starting to knit the sample.
That would have actually been my next question.
Yes.
That do you write the pattern first and then start
Yes.
the sample? But
Yes.
yeah, you answered that already.
Yes, I always write the pattern first because while I'm knitting I want to make sure that I have written everything correctly.
Yeah, that's very good and efficient. So you also said that you write your patterns first in English and then you translate them into Finnish.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems to be the most common way amongst all the Finnish designers
Yeah.
that I've heard. What are you wearing now? I assume this is from your book?
Yes, this is from my book, and now it's more chillier than yesterday, so I think we have to wear wool today. And in afternoon they said weather forecast said that it's raining.
Yeah.
So this is my creamy road sweater from my book. This is actually the first time that I'm really wearing it. I just my knits are here, or designs from my book are here with me in Uvascular. So, and I didn't bring any other knits with me. I knew that this is the last event with my book tour, at least for this summer, or probably there will be more in autumn, but I don't know actually yet. So I knew that I have plenty of knits here. I don't have to bring any of my own, so
You can just go and
yeah.
get what you want.
Yeah.
It's the color is my favorite, as you might be able to
Yeah.
tell. One last question is that what is your advice for aspiring designers?
Oh dear. Try to take it as a learning process, because by myself I'm learning all the time new stuff, and I'm always learning about my designing also. And what else? At least for me, I don't know, this probably isn't an advice, but it's something that I want, because knitting brings joy to me, and it's kind of something that I want to keep as relaxed I can. So what I learned from the book process is that it's something that one can do once or twice or third time, but not all the time. It was so intensive for me that after that in the process I learned that I want to keep my knitting and designing as not that serious business. I think that I want to have fun with knitting and fun with designing, and not take it too seriously.
That's a very good advice. Thank you so much for your time, Meiju, and it was very pleasurable to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.